What is up? We are live, baby. We are live. Hopefully, everyone has had an awesome weekend. Give a thumbs up if you guys are here. Leave a comment below. Excited to come live to you guys tonight. Hopefully, you guys are doing very well. A lot of awesome stuff to cover and to go over. So, really excited for what we're going to dive into. Have several topics, several things I want to update you guys on. But yeah, it's always good to be in front of you live. I still am working on a more consistent live schedule with you guys. With my normal uploads, try and do those every Friday, and then sometimes I do other videos during the week. But I do want to get on a consistent time frame with these lives. So 909 Scat, hey, what's up, brother? Hopefully you're doing well, man. Have you had your surgery yet? I know that was coming up here soon, but let me know. For those of you just jumping in, leave a comment, leave a like. Would love to say hi to you guys. I want to really quickly give a shout out to our Club 60 members. So Club 60 is basically a program that if you guys want to be part of, just shoot me an email. Look at any one of my videos. You can see my email for the channel. It's gonein60challenger@gmail.com. But it's a place where I try and share with you guys updates that maybe you guys don't get in videos, or maybe early screenings of videos. Information like I've already bought a new car and I have it, and those that are on that email distribution get it. So if you guys want to be part of that, let me know. I want to give a quick shout out to our Club 60 members: Geese One, Luke MT Tech, 909 Scat, Cooper J, Paul S, and Guys Talking Cars. So really appreciate them and all of the support they give me on the channel. If you guys want to be part of that, let me know. 909 Scat, August 10th. Right on, brother. Well, I'll be praying for you. Hope all goes well. I imagine that's not an easy recovery for the surgery that you're having. So while everybody's kind of jumping in, I'll kind of give you guys an update on basically all the stuff that I want to cover tonight. And obviously, anything you guys want to cover, I'll stay on as long as you want, answer as many questions you guys want. But want to go over a new channel that I've launched on YouTube. Want to go over RX-8 week, the restoration of the RX-8. Wanted to talk about the chip shortage and where that's at, and some new updates that I've seen recently. Want to talk about the manual Supra cost that has been released. Want to talk about the next Challenger and Charger platform. Want to talk about paint on Teslas. I had some interesting conversations with some detail places. Cars I'm excited about. Cars that maybe I'll be looking to continue to add to the channel that kind of want to give you guys a sneak peek on. Buying new versus buying old. I want to share some thoughts around that. Obviously, I've bought some new cars, bought some older cars. I want to share with you guys my thoughts around all of those. And bonus topics, if we get to them. Shipping cars, what has that experience been like? I have shipped now 3 or 4 cars, some on enclosed trailers, some on open trailers. I want to go through that process. I want to go through the company I use, what that's been like, what I've learned in the process. I'll also be making a video on that too. Where to find cars, where do I find cars, how do I find cars, and kind of walk you guys through that process if you guys are out there shopping too. This is a question I get asked almost every live or on a lot of my videos is, hey, what does it cost to do a paint correction on my car, and what does it cost to do paint protection film? So those are the topics we're going to go through, guys. Super stoked, super excited. I have a few cars on my wall that I need to add. I need to put the 3000 GT. Need to put the RX-8 on there, and I have another car that's new sitting in my garage that I'll be revealing here shortly for you guys. But if you guys are here, smash that thumbs up button. Leave a comment down below. I'd love for you guys to say hi, interact. I obviously have things that I want to talk about, but I would love it if you guys had any questions that you'd want to cover with me. So definitely say hi, drop a thumbs up. Would love to say hi. Tonight's beverage of choice, I always share this with you guys, or at least I try to. Maybe I haven't done the last one. Dr. Pepper, zero sugar. This is my jam. This is probably what I drink most of the time when I'm drinking soda anymore. So, I used to go for the Coke Zero, but Dr. Pepper, zero sugar. So hopefully you guys will be joining me in drinking something tonight. Right on. Well, guys, let's jump into it. Get that Dr. Pepperoni. 909 Sky, I'm trying, man. I've tried Taco Bell, tried with all the other major manufacturers, so I gotta get that Dr. Pepperoni. Oh, that's awesome. What's funny is it's really hard to get this where I live. I actually have to stock up on a few cases at a time, but it's good. But I gotta get that Dr. Pepperoni. So guys, I've launched a new YouTube channel. All of you, please go subscribe if you want. Go check it out. I have no videos up there, but videos are coming. I've started a detailing channel. So a lot of, if you guys have watched my channel for the last, how long have we been doing this now? 2.5 years. I incorporate a lot of detailing videos into my channel. I've tried a lot of different products. A lot of those I wish I would have just kind of done separately on a different channel. I love auto detailing. A little bit about me: when I was in high school, I worked at a car wash. It was one of those car washes that you scrub people's cars with brushes. We would hand dry them as they came out. So I worked there, and then before college, before other things in my life, I worked at a place that actually like did like the pure detailing, vacuuming out, and all of that. So detailing has always been in my blood. It's one of the most therapeutic things for me, and so for me to be able to grow, to be able to expand, to be able to afford what I want to do with YouTube, with the channel, with my career, with other things in life. I want to have a channel dedicated to auto detailing. So please go check it out. It's just Gone in 60 Detailing. There's no videos, but the plan that I'm going to do is I actually have 7 videos, 6 or 7 videos, maybe more, that I'll be releasing one video a day on that channel within the next couple weeks. And so I definitely want to just kind of get exposure on that channel, because what I found with YouTube is they're always looking for different algorithms or things to like see what your audience likes. Now, auto detailing, I know several of you, I've had some videos do very well, some that I haven't. That might just be, content or whatever I'm filming at the time. But I want to have a channel that's purely dedicated to auto detailing. I eventually want to do a lot of comparisons. I don't know if you guys are like me. I love watching the auto detailers get a hood, test the two products side by side. And so I definitely want to do that. So look out for that. In the next, I would say, couple weeks, 2, 3 weeks, I'll be having a video one a day on that channel. Look out for updates from me on this channel. Honestly, I'm probably going to turn this into maybe a business where I might detail a couple cars a week if I have time. My wife says, I don't know how you're going to squeeze that in, but it's something that I love doing. When I get a new car, it's exciting, but I almost get more excited about the cars that I buy that are used that I can fix up and make them look a lot better and cleaner. And, and just the joy that people get from seeing them from where they were to where I got them to. So definitely go check out that channel. Go subscribe if you guys don't mind. I will release those videos earlier if I can get a few more subscribers. I think we're like 25 or 26. Definitely would like to get that up a lot higher. So please go and subscribe if you guys don't mind. I'd love to learn from you guys. I don't know whether everything is to know about auto detailing. Let's see, 909 Scat. I'll run some up to you when I come for the detail. There you go. 909, anytime you want, brother. You got a free detail on me. If any of you live in Utah and you want me to come detail your car, hit me up. I will come do it. I'll give you a discount if you're fans of the channel. I even know what to charge for an auto detail. It's just something that I love and enjoy doing. But seriously, if someone's here in Utah and want to detail your car, great. 909, if you're driving through, bring it on by. We'll detail it. Josh Cooper, I'm not touching your car with a 10-foot pole. That car is like the car on other guys, man. Like, I think there's been some homeless people doing some unspoken things in the back of your car. But anyways, Josh, I didn't mean that. I would detail your car. I can't talk. I'm just reading your comment. Josh Cooper, Austin's the Michelle Kwan of detailing. I'm not, but thank you. You guys are funny. I love it. But yeah, the RX-8, you guys will see on that week of RX-8, you're going to see a complete interior detail, from shampooing the carpets, from cleaning them out, to steam cleaning, to cleaning off the leather, to a new product that I've tried on tires that gives it about a 6 to year long coating, and it's not Dura dressing. I've done reviews on that before. I have paint corrected the car the best I can. I've clay barred it, decontaminated it, polished it, put a topper on there, cleared up the headlights, redid some door sills, put a cold air intake on the car, compared sounds. Like, the car is pretty good. There's only a couple more modifications that I want to do on the RX-8. like I said, I've had this car since April, so I've been gung ho in getting a lot of things done on that. So look out for RX8 week. Go check out my detailing channel. With that, before I jump to the next topic, I'll see if you guys have any questions or anything that you guys want to talk about. But drop a comment below, give a thumbs up. Would love to say hi to you guys if you're on. All right, we'll keep going. Chips. So, as many of you know, there are a lot of chip shortages happening right now. I did a video a week or two ago. Did you run them? No, RX-8 undercar. Okay. No, we got a couple questions. Perfect. You thinking of mobile detail? I actually am 909. I would have people come to my house. It's easier. But I have a pressure washer. I have, an extractor. I have a vacuum. The only problem I have is I don't have cars that might be able to carry all this stuff to a location. So I might need to think through this. But yes, I am thinking mobile detail. Josh Cooper, serious question. Undercar lights, would you run them on the RX-8? I would. I would probably. It would probably be one of the last modifications I would do. I'm really kind of in an awkward spot with the RX-8, to be honest. The car needs a new coolant reservoir. The coolant light comes on every once in a while, and you guys who are familiar with RX-8s know that this is pretty common. The Mazda designed the sensor to be inside the coolant reservoir tank, and over time they just become brittle and they don't work. So there's an aluminum tank that I need to put on it. I want to do an exhaust. I want to do window tint. Would love to do wheels and tires, but I'm reaching a point with the RX-8 that I bought that car probably at the high end because I wanted a clean example and I needed something to be reliable. I've put like 3,000, 4,000 miles on that car. But yes, Josh, I would. I've never installed them. I've seen some videos on it. Actually, it'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I definitely would like to do that. I think that's a car that I would do it on, or like an Eclipse, something of that nature. But I love how the RX-8s look. So with the paint, the front bumper needs repainted, back bumper. I kind of messed up on one panel. The car looks really good, honestly. But maybe if I wrapped it and did like a just kind of an undercar tint, a light tint, I think that'd be sweet. So if you come up and help me, then yes, I will. Donnie Hester, your thoughts on the LT1 Camaro? I almost bought an LT1 Camaro. So the car that's sitting in my garage is not an LT1 Camaro, but I'm telling you guys, and I talked about this on my last video, is a Camaro better than Challenger, which that's a really hard video to make because those two cars don't compare. The Camaros and Mustangs compare, the Challenger does so many different things better than the Camaro and vice versa. But I talked about this. Like, what's interesting with Chevy is the price to pay to play for a V8 is so much lower with Chevy versus Dodge. Like with Dodge, you can start out with their RT, which has, what is it, 375 horsepower, 385, I can't remember, and then a little bit more torque than that. And you're basically paying the same price, if not more, than an LT1, where you immediately get into the 455 horse trim level. So what's cool about the LT1 is you can still get the Bose sound system in it, whereas with the 1SS trim level, you can't get the Bose sound system. So I'm a huge fan of the LT1 package. I love the badge on the side. And I've seen some people put the LT1 badge on the side of their cars, but I like the LT1s. The front grille is the only thing that for me is I still am getting accustomed to looking at. I actually saw one tonight. It was in the same color, satin steel metallic. It looked really sharp. Just the front grille is a little bit different, but for the money for an LT1, I was looking at some in the new blue color. Can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but Corvettes have them. Rapid blue. Does that sound right? But you could get into an LT1 for like 38, 39,000 for a 455 horsepower car. Pretty sweet, in my opinion. Let's see, Eldon. I really want to get one. Great value for what you get. It really is. I actually found a couple. I found a couple at Sticker or right around Sticker. So get one, guys. I highly recommend it. What other questions you guys have? Thank you guys for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it for those of you who are jumping in here. Really, really appreciate it. But man, I love the LT1 trim. I think it's awesome. I think it's great that Chevy does it. And I'm probably going to do a video on this. There's some things, and I know I've talked about it in other videos. There's some things that really killed off the Camaro. One thing that I'm really thinking about is the Camaro has so many different engine options. You have the turbo four cylinder. I believe they killed off the V6, but I'm not sure on that. But they have had both the four cylinder, six cylinder. Then you got the eight cylinder. I just think they made so many different variants of that car in different trim levels and models and options that, sometimes more options aren't always a good thing. And so I definitely want to talk about that in a video. I also want to talk about the importance of YouTubers or vloggers because what I've noticed is everybody kind of jumps on kind of the same bandwagon, right? Like when a car is this way, hey, Camaro's visibility sucks, it's terrible. Yeah, it's not great, but you really get used to it. And so I actually want to do a video on some of the things that really kind of a deep dive, in my opinion, that if I were Chevy, if I were their marketing department, what would I have done differently to promote Chevy and get Camaro sales up there? On the chip shortage, obviously I did a video. Chevy has 95,000 cars sitting on empty lots, which is insane. And a lot of them are just waiting for chips. I was looking for Volkswagen GTIs, and Volkswagen is actually taking out their top trim level stereo system at port. We're not putting it in because of the chip shortage. So some manufacturers are letting their cars sit till they get the chips. Some manufacturers are just stripping the technology out of cars, which is really interesting. But good news on this front, and a lot of those chips, when we talked about, they're coming from China, they're coming from Ukraine, they're coming from places in the world right now that they're under some difficult circumstances, and prayers for those folks. But Congress is currently looking at a bill, or currently passing a bill to allow US manufacturers to create chips. Now, chips is just the technology within the cars, all the computers, all the electronics. We've talked about it at length, but the average car takes 300 chips. An electric car takes like 3,000 chips. So there's just all these little microchips that runs all of the technology. Think of how far we've come from heated seats to cooled seats to just so many different things. We need chips to run those. And so hopefully that might help things out a little bit. I know the CEO of Chevy, actually asked Congress about this, that, hey, we need your help. So that's actually a positive sign. That's a good sign. Hopefully that turns things around here really quickly. But yeah, Donnie, Josh, 909 Scat, Eldon, thank you guys for jumping into the comments. If anybody else has any comments, let me know, or any questions. And I can sit in silence for a while, guys. I have no problem. Actually, I don't like silence. So somebody better ask something, or I'll jump into the next topic. But hopefully you guys are having a good weekend. One thing I wanted to share with you guys, manual Supra, they actually came out. With pricing on the manual Supra, which is kind of funny for me, and I'll tell you why that's funny in a later video. But the manual Supra for 2023, they were talking about this being an added option or an extra cost option, and Toyota did it right, in my opinion. I would have even liked to seen them maybe drop their price a little bit to compete more competitively with the 400Z. But for the 2023, the Supra 3.0 starts at 53,595. So that's for the base, and the 3.0 Premium starts at 56,745. Both representing a $610 increase over last year. But those prices apply regardless of whether you chose the 8-speed or newly available stick shift. So no upcharge for a manual transmission. So that's really, really good. So yeah, definitely, prices of cars are just getting higher and higher every time they come out with a new trim level at $600, $1,000. The new Camaros range anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000. Shipping comes into that and everything else. So good news is the manual Supra not going to cost more, but they did increase the price about $610, and they also increased it once last year as well. So more to come on that. But if you want a manual in the Supra, definitely don't wait. Get in line. A lot of dealerships are taking deposits for them. It's interesting. I also saw another article that Toyota estimates that only 25% of buyers are going to buy the manual transmission in a Supra. I think that's a very conservative number, in my opinion. I would think, 40 to 50%. I will say this. Uh, I've had a deposit on a Supra, as you guys know, on a manual transmission Supra. I canceled it, changed it around, moved it around, and you guys will see what all that equals. But the amount of people in line for a manual Supra at my dealership local was the waiting list was about 10 to 12 people deep. And the list for premium Supras, 6, 7, it's definitely higher. So the only thing that makes me nervous with these manual transmission Supras is I worry that Toyota's not going to build enough of them to meet demand. What's interesting with the Supra, Toyota's just made small incremental changes every single year to make it apply just to kind of keep cells steady. And that's what they've tried to do. They've bumped up horsepower every year. They've made a change. So that's interesting. So if you guys are definitely wanting one, I would get your place in line, because if Supra's or Toyota's only estimating 25%, they might not make enough cars to meet demand, and you might be waiting for another year. So if you're wanting to jump on that bandwagon, do it. Other content in car world news. The Challenger and Charger, the new platform, will have a V8. I don't think that's a surprise. I think Dodge has alluded to that. With the Hellcat, we know that we got maybe a year left on that, maybe a touch more. But what's interesting is I assume this is for, the traditional 5.7 liter and 6.4 liter Hemis, which is great news. Also they have the Hurricane engine. That's the inline six, turbocharged car, which could be a tuner's dream, to be honest, and a more lightweight car. So Dodge this next month, they're showing their EV platform. They are going to be diving into their new Charger and Challenger platform. They have a new car that they're rolling out, supposedly, aside from the electric car. And it'll be really interesting to see which way Dodge goes. I hope Dodge, in my opinion, Dodge needs to buy off as much time as they can versus going all in on this EV thing. Just because I just think your true target audience of who prefers Dodge, it's just not that vast majority of electric buyers. I'm sorry. I think a lot of people will buy that. But at the end of the day, I think, it's got to have a Hemi on it. So we'll see what Dodge does. It's interesting, but that was actually good news in the automotive industry, which is actually really exciting. A new car I've taken delivery on, sitting in my garage. I'm super stoked about, super excited about. It arrived similar to my other cars with some damage, scratches, door ding. Guys, cars today, it's a really hard time to be a car enthusiast because you can't get the car that you want at the price you want in the condition that you want. And I'm overly picky, but in my opinion, you pay all that money for a car, you wait all that time for a car, it should be in the condition that you want it in. So I don't know if I'll update you guys on the condition of that. Obviously I went through it with the Camaro. There's ways I can get around this condition problem, which is just flying out and trying to drive the car back or ship it back. But in today's market, planes, just different stuff, just not feasible. But it brings me to my next topic I want to chat with you guys about. And so I've got a quote to look at the car. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a couple of the scratches out there that bad. But it was interesting. I was just chatting with a person about, paint correction. They said, yeah, a lot of people will ship their cars directly to the detailer. Just because even, what he said is even these like supercars, even these Lamborghinis and stuff, they'll try and wash them or detail them, and they'll put swirls really deep into the paint or bad into the paint. I asked him, and he said, especially like Tesla, he said Teslas are some of the worst. He said they're some of the hardest. So, their paint is very inconsistent, really light on some panels, deep in some panels. But I know some places they won't even do any work around the bumper on Teslas because they're worried they're just going to completely take the paint off of the car. So I thought that was interesting, that the quality paint wise, they have a lot of issues with Teslas, but they even said supercars. So if you guys are buying a brand new car, try not to have the dealership wash it. Send it, to your house or to a detailer that you trust to be able to detail the car. So I'll pause there, guys. What questions you guys have? If you guys are here, leave a comment, leave a thumbs up. Would love to chat with you guys. Would love to answer any questions you guys would like to hear about. And better yet, I'm going to create a poll for you guys. So I'm going to create a poll, and this will take us into something else I want to talk about. I want you guys to pick um, a car that I'll give you guys some of the cars that I'm interested in. If you guys have been on the channel for more than 5 minutes, you know that I keep cars for about 5 minutes, and I buy and sell a lot of cars. So I definitely have fun with trying out different platforms. But I'm going to send you guys a poll here just now on which car you guys would like to potentially see on the channel. It probably won't happen this year, probably a next year thing, but cars I'm definitely considering and looking at. 909 scat, you little rascal. You already know so much stuff, my friend. 909, I should have just had you create the poll, man. I need to just give you admin rights to create the poll because you already know what I'm thinking. Let's see. I think I'm gonna throw one in here to see if anybody says anything on this. Oh, did you? What color was it? 909. They're definitely sweet. Okay, guys, poll coming your way. Take your pick. Those are cars that I'm considering. Well, technically, I'm considering two of those cars. One of those cars is a joke. Um, one of those cars is a joke, and it's a 3000 GT. I actually thought of creating T-shirts that said, "I got 3000 problems, and a Mitsubishi GT is one of them." So I don't know. The 3000 GT was definitely a joke. So I don't think I'm going to venture down that platform for some time. So guys, go ahead and drop a comment. I want to walk through some of those cars. 909, what color was the interior? Was it black or was it red? I really like the red interior with the silver. I think that looks pretty sharp. But yeah, let's see. Let me see if I can see what everybody's voting for. Oh, wow. Come on, guys, 3 votes. Come on. There's more of you on here. There's like 75 of you on here. I'm just joking. There's not that many. But go ahead and vote. We got 4 votes. Come on, there's 10 people watching. Let's get a few more votes on there. I'll keep it open for a little bit. So black. Honda S2000 is definitely a car I'm considering. Right now, I don't know if I'd say it's in like the pole position. So what's really cool with the S2000s is you can actually Honda made a lot of these, and you can actually find a lot of them. And there's quite a few that have been garage queens that have never been driven very much and are in great condition and they'll last for a long time. So the only challenge right now is just everything is so ridiculously expensive. They're so high. So, for me, I would like to find one under 130,000 miles, maybe 120. And for that, I would probably be like 20,000 or mid 20,000. Gary Davis, none of the above. Okay. Well, Gary, you give me some other options or go watch another channel because you might not like what I buy next. Acura type RSX type S. I actually really like these cars. It has the famous K20 Honda engine, very tunable, extremely fun and exciting. And the challenge with these is almost all of them been beat to crap. They have 300,000 miles on it. I'd like to find one sub 100,000 miles if I could, but they rev out to 8,000 RPM. You throw a turbo kit on those cars, do a couple modifications, they can be extremely fast and extremely fun. So that's probably the car that I definitely want or I'd like to restore or like to have is an Acura RSX Type S. They range for all different prices, but most all of them are pretty molested. Someday I want a Mitsubishi Eclipse, a GST or a GSX. Those cars have shot up so high in value recently that it's insane. Do I want to buy another Mitsubishi? Not really, not after the 3000 GT VR4. But at the end of the day, it's a car I've always wanted. I've always loved the looks of those, and I for sure would do a light kit on those, Josh. So those would definitely be pretty fun. So keep voting, guys. Would love your guys' pick on some of those. Gary, I'm still waiting for your list of cars that you would like to suggest on there. So yeah, let's see if we can get a few more votes on there. Perfect. Well, you guys are voting. Um, you know, the new versus old. This has been something I've been thinking about a lot lately. Um, you know, new versus old. I almost tend to lean towards buying older cars now versus newer cars because every one of the cars that I bought, minus my Challenger, um, had dents, scratches upon taking delivery of them. And it's so hard to pay that much money for cars and to see that the condition that they're in. That for me and how I like detailing, lately I've just been really excited about restoring kind of older cars because like I drove my new car recently to the DMV, drove maybe 20 miles to and from total round trip, two rock chips. Like I don't know how to make that up. Like I don't know. Utah, there's a lot of construction right now, but it just happens. It's just part of having cars. And when I have an older car, you get a rock chip. I'm like, whatever, I don't care. But unlike the newer cars, like it hurts a little bit. So I've actually leaned towards buying older cars versus newer cars. In focus photography, I will always pick 3000 GT. Had my 94 back in 98. Oh, that's awesome. I am bummed my 3000 GT VR4 didn't work out. I could have made it work out. I could have put some more money into the car. It just needed more money and more love, and I didn't make a good purchase on that car. But I think they're amazing, amazing machines. So, Miguel DSM, I would check out his channel. He does a great job with his videos, does a great job in editing, but he's got a 3000 GT VR4 that he's restoring. It's funny, when I restored mine, I didn't get hardly any views on it, but definitely fun. So it should be good. But in focus, yeah, absolutely, they're great cars. I can't fault them. And honestly, for how fast those cars are for when they were and how heavy they were, they're actually pretty impressive. Like that car, if you guys haven't checked out my race between my 3000 GT and my Camaro, that car's 60 foots faster than my Camaro, and pretty much almost beats it to 60 miles an hour. Now, granted, but both cars are manual. The VR4 is all-wheel drive, but they're pretty impressive for their time frame. I mean, if you get a little boost on those, lighten them up a little bit, those cars would be hard to beat, even with modern technology today. So I have a lot of respect for those. Cam, love the content, man. Keep it up. I appreciate it. Thanks, Cam. You rock. I really appreciate you jumping in and saying hi. So let's go ahead. Let's end the poll. Let's see who the winner is. So the winner, the Honda S2000, 75%. Mitsubishi 3000 GT VR4, 25%. Acura and the Mitsubishi 0. So S2000s are awesome. I would like to build one. I would really like to have one right now, even for like, there's one here in Utah, and this is the prices of Honda S2000s. There's one here in Utah, 190,000 miles, 170,000 miles. They want 20 grand for it. Like, it's just crazy how some of these cars have gotten in terms of pricing. But I do believe and I do know the market is cooling off and it is going to continue to cool off. So, anyways, yeah, definitely something that I will have a Honda S2000 someday, but definitely I am the RSX Type S right now. So, if I were a really good YouTuber, I would just buy the cars you guys would want me to buy. But I've made myself a promise that I'm going to buy what I want to buy, and if it aligns with people that want to watch that, then great. But I do appreciate your guys' votes. I do look at that, but at the end of the day, I also go with my gut. But I will have an S2000 for sure. Would love a 3000 GT VR4, but I'm gonna need a few years before I venture down that rabbit hole again. A few other questions or a few other topics wanted to cover with you guys. Shipping cars. So who I use for shipping cars is is Sherpa Auto Transport. Sherpa Auto, what you're going to find with these shipping companies, and I'll make a video for you guys on this, but I thought maybe this might be helpful for some of you. I've shipped cars on open trailers and enclosed trailers. Sherpa Auto is who I use. Now, you can go to a conglomerate of websites, and guess what? They all do the same. I have used Sherpa now 3 times, and every experience has been great. What you need to know about these car shipping companies is they're brokers. The drivers do not work for them. They are just placing bids out there to the driving company that's willing to accept them. So Sherpa Auto Transport is great because there's some online spots that you can go and fill out your information, and you're going to get calls and emails for like a month straight, like nonstop. Sherpa Auto, it's one company. Ask them about rebates. Every car that I've done shipping on, they give me like $100, $200 back, which is great. And you know, so just know they're going to be using some other company. So my mistake I always make with the shipping is I always get worried that the cars, I'm not going to have paperwork done in time or anything like that. You're going to pick your first available pickup date. And what they do is they kind of go through their system, they go through the pricing tool, and they throw a price out there to all the different transport drivers to determine if that would have them pick up the job. And they give it several days. Sometimes they have to raise the price, lower the price, but you basically, so like my last, so I just shipped my car from Indiana. That's where I bought it from. Bought it from Indiana, had it shipped here. It was about $1,000, just over $1,000. So I gave Sherpa Auto $300. Hey, 909, see you, buddy. So I gave Sherpa Auto $300, and then I gave the driver like $800 or $900 upon arrival in cash. So it's kind of like you pay them the finder's fee, and then you're going to pay the driver for dropping it off. So in terms of enclosed, in terms of open, enclosed is going to run you probably 50% more on your quote versus an open trailer. When I shipped my Camaro from Texas to here, it was about another $400 or $500 when it was only about $900 to ship my Mustang to there. Yeah, definitely going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, open. This last car I shipped it on an open trailer. I really don't think I noticed any damages from it being on an open trailer. I will say though, I sprayed down the car 3 or 4 times, just with water, a couple times with soap before I even put a mitt on it, and it still had like pebbles and just like stuff. Like I had like a rock chilling on my back windshield. So it definitely can be risky. It depends on where they put it on the trailer. It's a gamble. It's a gamble. Now you could go fly out and drive your car home, and I've done that. I did that with the Challenger. I did this with the Mustang. The Challenger, I lucked out and drove it around Christmas time, and nobody was on the roads. And I drove it across Wyoming, Nebraska, which is the worst place in the world for trailers, for rock chips, for everything. The Mustang, I drove it back from Iowa across that same territory. It got peppered with rock chips so bad that when I put paint protection film, just had bubbles all on the inside of it. So that experience of driving your car back from a dealership is unforgettable. If you have the chance to do that, do it. What I would do moving forward is I would bring a whole bunch of track tape with me, and I would put that stuff anywhere I think I could get a rock chip on the car. I don't care how bad it looks. I would literally do it on the hood, the front bumpers, rear fender wells, roof, mirrors. Like it is worth it to protect your investment. And so, that would be my advice: is if you're going to go pick it up in person, is probably good, because my Camaro and the latest car that I bought had damage done to it, and it's because I didn't go see it on site. And they're not going to be as picky about something as I will be. So picking it up on site, probably the best route. But definitely, if you're going to drive it home, if you're not going super far, it's okay. But if you're going even just over a couple 100 miles, bring some track tape, put it on there. You can take it off. It's safe. That is what I would do. But Sherpa Auto is who I use. My prices vary. I know if I'm going to ship a car from North Carolina, South Carolina to here, it's about 2 grand. So it really just depends, open and closed. But Sherpa Auto is who I've used. They've been great. I really don't have any complaints in using them. So that's a little bit on car shipping. Race car friends. Okay, I'm late. Did you get a new Supra? I don't know, my friend. I did buy a new car. I will be revealing it here on the channel. If you're like me, and I think you might have a little bit of me in you, I change up my mind on cars quite a bit. So you'll have to stay tuned. End of August, early September, I'll be revealing it, but it is sitting in the car, in the garage. Listener Jim, what's up, buddy? I'm cruising in a 2007 VW Beetles. I'm riding this. These are like go-karts on rails, crazy handling. Oh, that's awesome, man. I don't know if I've ever been inside a 2000 VW. Definitely short wheelbase, so I bet you those things just they would be fun to drive. My father-in-law is huge into VWs. He actually has, I don't even know the year. It's in the 60s, mid 60s. And I think it's even got like one of the something rare on the roof. I can't remember. It's like a special window that they did in a certain year. But he has a motor that he's going to turbocharge, and those things are like rockets when you throw a turbocharger on them. In focus, I got lucky and found my 1LE only 35 miles away. Supposed to be delivered tomorrow. Fingers crossed. What? Dude, that's awesome, man. You did get lucky. It's hard to find cars, especially today. If there's so many hurdles, it's like, okay, do they have allotments? Can I get one? Can I get one at sticker? Is it going to be in the condition that I wanted in when it arrives? There's so many different things. Race car friends, nice. Can't wait. This is going to be fun. It is. It's going to be a lot of fun, baby. Just going to keep buying and selling cars. I'm going to keep doing my thing. It'll be fun to continue to mix it up, and continue to do some different content and different things. And for me, guys, I know my channel probably would have done a lot better had I stuck to Dodge from the get go. But here's the challenge that I have around filmmaking or editing or just cars in general. I see a lot of YouTubers do the same video 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 times over again on all the different cars that they buy, all their Chargers, all their Challengers, which is totally fine. They get a lot of views and they do really well. But for me, I don't like making the same video twice. Like, I want to do something different. I actually almost bought or thought about buying a Challenger TA or a Challenger Shaker because I've wanted one, but I just didn't have a lot of content that I necessarily wanted to shoot around those cars. And I do think that someday again I will own another Dodge product, but I have to remain true to what I want to do, even though some of you don't like how fast I buy and sell cars. But definitely going to be fun. Definitely going to keep hammering it. And if you guys are just new to join in, please go and give my YouTube detailing channel a subscribe. Gone in 60 Detailing. I have no videos up there, but I'm going to release all of my RX-8 restoration videos on that channel in the next couple weeks, and I'll be releasing like one video a day. So please go sub to my detailing channel. I'm trying to get the subs up before I before I post a lot of videos. In focus, I am ADD with cars too. This Camaro will be my third car in 3 years as well. Yes, I love it. I love it. And you know what's funny is I find a lot of people that are similar like me. Like, I love everything about so many different cars. Like, some people are like, awesome, just pick one. Just pick one. Like, I literally see YouTubers make decisions based on their audience and based on what their audience might want them to drive. And I'm never going to be that way. I could sit in a Forerunner, I could sit in a minivan, I could sit in a truck, and I appreciate automobiles for what they are. And do I have a favorite brand of cars? I don't. Maybe someday I will. Maybe I'll catch a bug on one of these cars that I buy, and I'll just buy a whole bunch of them. But at the end of the day, I just appreciate the cars, and for me, it's about the experience. It's about the memories. When I can go out and shoot a video and go back and look at that, that's cool to me. So, and in focus, I appreciate all your help. In focus, got a few text messages from me this week where I'm like, dude, they jacked up the paint on this car. There's a couple scratches on it I don't think are gonna come out, but it is what it is. It's all good. Cars aren't gonna stay perfect. We drive them out in the elements, and I want to drive my cars. I want to enjoy my cars. So, but yeah, definitely fun experience for sure. One topic that I wanted to talk about is where do I find my cars? I use a few different things. I use Auto Trader. I use cars.com. I'll use those and kind of get baselines of where everything's at. Obviously, those are more dealers. There's not a ton of private sellers, but that does give me, excuse me, a good idea. I'll also use OfferUp. I haven't bought a car from OfferUp. But OfferUp is something I've been using a lot more lately. Facebook Marketplace, believe it or not, I actually use, and I actually use like the forums. So like, I'll give you an example. If I were to search for RSX Type S right now on Auto Trader, the prices are going to be absolutely ridiculous. Like they're going to be high. But if you go to like the RSX Facebook group and start looking at the cars on there, you can actually get some cars for very good deals and prices. Now, some of those cars I think are also driven harder than others, and some people get very creative in what they do with those cars. But I find I kind of marry a little bit of everything. But my RX-8 I bought off the Facebook Marketplace, and it's actually been really good. So definitely, I would say also KSL here in Utah is actually really good. It's kind of like a Craigslist. If you guys are using other tools to find cars or to look for cars, let me know. For me, it's always hard buying cars because I'm looking for a car that's the best price possible in the best condition I can get it. But like, I'm also willing to overpay for a car that's in better condition. After going through it in my 3000 GT, that just happened to be the perfect storm of I bought high and it needed a lot of work. But my RX-8, I bought high, but the car's okay. It's not needing any work to it. All very simple. Brian, looking slim, buddy. Hey, thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, if you guys use a different site to buy cars from, let me know. I'd love to know. And then my last topic that I want to talk about, and if you guys have any Q&A, we can go over it. But it's the cost to do a paint correction and paint protection film. So I will give you an idea of costs on the car that I just bought. The car that I just bought, I would probably say the place I'm going to in Utah is the most expensive place to take your cars to. I would recommend if you're going to get paint correction done or paint protection film, go to a place that does high-end exotic cars, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, because those owners are going to be very picky. So I go to Lux Auto here in Utah. I am paying for stage 1 paint correction and decontamination, so that's like $500 to $600 roughly. And then I am also doing a full front end paint protection film. So that will actually go on the front bumper, the front fenders, all of the hood, and it'll obviously cover a little bit back as it comes into the doors. That with seams, and these guys with seams, they don't do like any cutting like on the paint or anything like that. It's already all like pre-cut like a kit. Is $1,500. If they remove the logo, if they remove like the badges and like no seams, like perfect, it would be about 1,800 for that. So just double that for a full PPF wrap. So depending on where you go, it can be different. The company I go with, they use Expel. I've had Suntech on before. Suntech seems maybe a touch thicker than the Expel does, but the Expel also looked really good on the car. So really just depends on where you go. But those are some of the costs. New cars come with issues. New cars and their paint come with issues. There's no way around it. If the dealership is washing the car, chances are it's going to have some issues. But anyways, guys, those are the topics that I wanted to cover tonight. I'll stick around here for a little bit longer if you guys have any questions. So yeah, those are all the topics I wanted to go through tonight. But once again, want to give a shout out to Geese One, Luke MT Tech, 909 Scat, Cooper J, Paul S, and Guys Talking Cars. They're all part of Club 60. If you guys want to be part of Club 60, just shoot me an email. You can find my email in any one of my videos. It's where I release a lot of kind of inside information about cars. They already know what car I bought. They already know about some of the challenges I've run up to. So, sometimes my videos are maybe a month, 2 months out versus what's actually happening today. So if you guys are looking to kind of get some more updates, feel free and be part of that. But I'll stick around if any questions you guys have or anything you guys want to chat about. All right. Well, guys, have a great Sunday. Have a good weekend. Have an awesome week. Certainly appreciate all of your guys' support. Please go give my detailing channel a sub. I'd really appreciate it. Plan to pump out a lot of detailing content. Thanks, guys. Have a good week. We'll catch you on the next one.